A very good morning. Thanks for clicking on to the Tuesday edition of Hogan's US Stroke Tropical Outlook. It is the 15th of August. We've reached the middle part of the month and the middle part of summer 2017's final month as well. But we do have this morning, as we're waking up to Tropical Storm Now, Hurricane Gert. And the system is, according to the National Hurricane Center, Category 1 hurricane, 75 mile per hour winds, expected to strengthen slightly more before it starts to pick up forward speed as it catches the upper level westerlies and scoots on out into the North Atlantic, transitioning into extratropical. But the good news is that we've got a frontal system pushing off the east coast of the United States, and that is essentially steering Gert away from the US East Coast. So no threat to the United States, and that is certainly, of course, a good thing. But we're, of course, keeping an eye closely on 91L, long way out over the Atlantic, but looking at the longer term, that may have impacts on the Caribbean, and it is very possible that it could get into the Gulf of Mexico in about 10 days from now. It could be one of those classic Cape Verde or Cabo Verde hurricanes. So we're going to keep a very close eye on that over the coming days, and it wouldn't surprise me actually if we have more systems within the next 10 days, as well as Gert and what's likely to be Harvey, which of course at the moment is 91L. But that is likely to become Harvey, and I think given the MJO becoming more favourable over the Atlantic, we could have more systems to deal with over the next 10 days or so. So it is entering a very active period, and the United States definitely needs to watch the overall weather pattern, especially when you build heights over eastern Canada. But as you can see here off the GFS, the system scoots on off the east coast. Then we've got another system here over the Great Lakes, if you notice here, bringing more wet, thundery conditions across the northeastern half of the country. Fairly dry, fairly quiet across the western half of the country overall. So let's have a quick look at the GFS ensemble here and the 5-day increments here, because what's quite interesting is that we do continue to have a fairly cool weather pattern across the United States, and it has been a very cool start to August overall. Somewhat warm compared to normal over the eastern half of the country, but very typical. It's nothing particularly unusual, but it has been a cool month, and that is the interesting theme. And quite often, when you look back at the previous Augusts, um, some busy Augusts for hurricane activity on the US East Coast has been associated with fairly cool Augusts overall. So again, that's just another factor to kind of keep an eye on. But you notice here as we skip to the 6 to 10 day range, we start to see a bit of a turnaround taking place. It does look as if the second half of August could turn warmer. And then, as you can see here, as we skip to the 11 to 15 day, the heat kind of dissipates once again. So while in previous runs it was indicating that we were going to start to build the heat, it looks as if the GFS at least, which let's face it, doesn't have the best track record, does tend to not be great. It's now starting to flip back towards a cooler once again. So it really is something that we're going to need to pay attention to here. If we look at the 5-day mean 500 millibar heights, the biggest positive compared to normal is actually up over southern Canada. That is not a greatly warm pattern for the United States overall. So we'll keep an eye on things. Interesting days to come, particularly so for the tropics. Relatively quiet across the lower 48. So I'll keep you posted as best I can in the coming days, and I'll be back shortly once again. Hope you have a great day Tuesday. Bye for now.